And for more, let's bring in Dr. Bharat Pankhania, who is a senior clinical lecturer from the University of Exeter. Doctor, it's always great to have you on. Firstly, look, this is really worrying, coming at a time when many nations are really beginning to open up once again. What more can you tell us about this information, this new potential wave?
Yes, thank you. It is concerning, especially as Europe kick-started its immunization program well before the rest of the world. And now we are seeing that the immunization in some of the European nations has not reached the high 80s, 85s, 90s that we really want. The average for European Union immunization is 75.7%. That is a little bit low. And then the other issue also is people who were immunized more than 6 months ago have decreasing immunity. And then with opening up of everything after the summer, not wearing masks, especially in some countries like Romania, Bulgaria, we've got very, very high cases.
Yeah, and Doctor, we've just heard some news from Pfizer. It says it's announced a new COVID vaccine, apparently reducing deaths and hospitalizations by 89%. What more do we know about this? And could this be a solution potentially to avert another wave?
No, nothing in one operation is ever a solution. With SARS-CoV-2, it has to be multiple prongs. People are repeatedly led into a false sense of security by saying, I have a magic vaccine, I have a magic bullet. The way to deal with this is multiple layers. So the multiple layers are: be immunized. Number 2, wear your mask. Number 3, wear a good quality FFP2 mask. Number 3, avoid crowds. And when you do all those measures together, that is where you're most effective.
Yeah, for sure. And, there's always been this age group, the children who were unable to be vaccinated before now. We know that now kids are rolling up their sleeves to get this jab. What are we hearing about this?
Well, it's a very good thing to do because we know that children act as a source of infections to older age groups where they get serious illness and die. And therefore, it is really important to suppress infections in all age groups. So we need to immunize from the younger age upwards to suppress infections, because people who are fully immunized are infectious for a shorter period of time, and they of course don't go on to have serious illness. So there are many reasons why we should immunize, as well as the specter of long COVID. Many reasons we should be immunizing at pace, not only with SARS-CoV-2, but seasonal influenza as well, because seasonal influenza is a very big serious risk this year.
Yeah, for sure. And, regarding the influenza sort of outbreaks that we normally see in the colder months, it's winter here now, and, in other parts of Europe are going into winter. What do you make of people sort of not going to the doctor if they think they've got the flu, or mixing things up during winter thinking maybe they have COVID or it's something else? What would your advice to people there be?
Well, please be immunized. Please don't get infected and don't infect other people. And the infection control measures that we have for SARS-CoV-2 are the same infection controls for seasonal influenza. Seasonal influenza is serious. Please get yourself immunized. You do not get influenza by the seasonal influenza vaccine. The seasonal influenza vaccine is a killed vaccine. It won't give you influenza. It will protect you.
And finally, Dr. Pankhania, it was a couple of years ago now that all of this started. We were hearing it might last for a couple of years. Now we're hearing even longer. Realistically, how much longer are we going to be in this mess for?
Well, the good news is that we are every day coming up with new solutions, as you just said, a new Pfizer vaccine. Yesterday, we had a new medication to reduce infectivity and infections. So little by little, we're getting there. And eventually also, the virus will attenuate and lose its strength to cause severe illness. So the next couple of years, where we have to immunize the rest of the world, will then see us through to better times.
And just finally, on immunizing the world, these countries, even here in Israel, we've got third vaccines, but there's just still a lot of vaccine, inequality here. We're seeing countries with none and countries with too many.
Yes, indeed. And SARS-CoV-2 has highlighted health inequalities. Poor people die early because they have poor health care. And we really must address this. And I'm really pleased that President Joe Biden is leading with respect to easing patent rules and laws so that vaccines can be made more available to the poorer countries. But I see 2022 as a better year for other vaccines to also come online, and therefore we can start immunizing the so far neglected population.
Yeah, all right. Dr. Bharat Pankanira, it's always lovely to have you on, and enjoy your weekend.